Kickstarter project for Hovey's Outdoor Adventures.
Welcome to the production and editing studio of Hovey's Outdoor Adventures. Don't look much like one, does it? Well, it shouldn't, because of course we're sitting in my kitchen. From this location last year, I produced 60 one-hour radio shows, 130 YouTube videos, and also finished up a new book, Extreme Muzzleloading. Sure did. I have been working under a little bit of a handicap, as one can imagine. I've got an old Vista computer here. My other unit is an even older XP, and guess what? All this new editing software and stuff that I need to produce my radio shows is now up on new junk, and these computers won't run it. Oh. Well, if you're in the radio and media production business, that presents a bit of a problem, because these things will ultimately fail, and they're already loaded up pretty hot with stuff, and whoa, if they do, I've lost it. What to do? Well, one alternative is to try a Kickstarter project, which of course this is. Now, who am I? Well, I'm an author. One of my books, Practical Bow Fishing. Another, Crossbow Hunting. Another, Backyard Deer Hunting, converting deer to dinner for pennies per pound. And actually, it's this book that really has sort of set the tone for my entire set of radio broadcasts, which have been quite varied in content, as you will see and hear. I am all for using things in the natural environment for producing food to put on the family's dinner table. You notice here, we have a deer, and then below we have a table set full of food. That's exactly what I do. Now, we have gotten quite involved with this radio production stuff. Why, do you ask? Well, with radio, you have a different media that has some particular advantages. For one thing, I can go to the NRA National Convention, like I just did, and record Mitt Romney and put on record exactly what he had to say in favor of gun rights and hunters' rights. We sure did. So if he backtracks on that, we've got what he said right there. No doubt about it. Okay. So that's one thing about radio. It is current. It also reaches a larger audience. On my radio shows, I have probably been downloaded between about 500,000 and 1 million people. That's a lot of folks. On my blogs, for example, in contrast, my most popular blog perhaps is running 250,000 hits. The one having to do with the radio show is doing, it's been going for a year, and it has a list of all my radio shows and some pictures and write-ups about them, and that one, I think we have about 5,000 to 6,000 hits on that one. So where I'm getting 1,000 hits a day on my YouTube video, I'm getting about 200 on my main blog, and on my radio show blog, 30, 60 hits a day, something like that. All right, so we're getting the word out. But radio is by far the most effective media so far as contacting people and get out what I have to say. Well, what do you have to say, guy? Well, got a lot of things to say. For one thing, I like knives, for example. Yes, interesting blades. So we use them both in the field, and we also use them for cooking. I shoot guns. This fellow right here, for example, that was a recent test of the Lincoln Derringer. Not the exact same pistol that shot President Lincoln. I assure you that one is still very safe in the basement of the Ford Museum. But with a replica gun having the same characteristics. So we had a chance to shoot it, ring it out, find out what its ballistics were, and determine exactly what such guns were capable of. Interesting. When I go hunting, I use all muzzle-loading guns typically, or crossbows. These are interesting tubes, and I've taken everything from squirrels to African Cape buffalo with muzzle-loading guns. And not only do I shoot the rifles, but I also shoot the handguns and take big game with those, including muzzle-loading revolvers, some outrageously long ones, by the way. And I use smoothbore muskets, and I go out there and I shoot things like swan. Yeah, sure do. Interesting stuff. In my cooking episodes, oh yeah, now we get very inventive, and perhaps the most inventive thing I did was a bear paw pumpkin soup for Halloween. Yeah, we got that one out there. It wasn't particularly good, but you know, we got it done. It was edible. It was okay, but not the best thing I've ever had in the world. But an interesting dish to prepare. And it showed me some interesting things about the making of gelatins. Okay. So we try to put out a lot of practical and fun stuff that people can use. In the following, you're going to see some still shots of me on various of my shows and a little bit of commentary about them back and forth. But the end result is, this is a Kickstarter project. It will start May the 15th. It will end June the 15th. We are attempting to raise about $8,500 to buy me a new computer, some better broadcasting equipment, something I can link up with a telephone that will actually sound halfway decent. So I need some new stuff. I also need to relocate out of this kitchen. So I can go over yonder, back to my library, and set up a place where I can actually put a computer and dedicate it to radio broadcasting and not do all this other kind of weird stuff with it. Yeah, my nice sort of got wandering away there. Okay, so that's what this is all about, and I hope you can help. Because what we'd like to do is again put out some interesting radio shows. Now last year, our shows ranged all the way from the Outer Banks of North Carolina to Kellogg, Idaho, to Las Vegas, Nevada, to down to Darien, Georgia, and all sorts of interesting little places in between. Well, we even did shows in places like Seward, Nebraska, would you believe? Yeah! So I go in and I pick a small town and we do a little radio show, typically a county seat, and we tell folks all about the little local features and what they can fish and hunt and do and go and see, and boost the community a little bit. Because small town America all over the country needs whatever help you can get. Did the same thing in Currituck, North Carolina. Right here, Sandusville, Georgia. Did a special program about that. But, all right, let me let you take a look at some of the things I've done and see if you can support me.
One thing done this year was a series of 21 videos on starting your own outdoor-based business, as well as a radio show that went along with it. Now, I do shoot unusual guns, like this Brown Bess musket, and this whole series that I took squirrels with. Here's an outrageous muzzle-loading pistol I put together. Snow goose hunting. Yeah, we did that one. Swan hunting. Go every year just about. Hog hunting. Big thing here in the Southeast. Bear hunting. Increasing opportunities everywhere. Bison with a flintlock muzzleloader. And here's my Cape buffalo. Also salvage deer. Here's a roadkill we're dressing out. And all of this stuff we put on the table. Yes, sir. This is squirrel. And here we are with our infamous bear paw pumpkin soup. Gar as stir fry, and we make wine. And not only do we make wine, we make good wine. So here's a toast to you and good wishes for the new year. There are significant rewards offered with this project. Now, small amounts will receive a small signed show card by me. Larger donors will receive autographed books, a 2-day turkey or deer hunt, or 2 one-month transferable internships to show you how to do exactly what I do.